Oh, good. Good job.
Backpack?
It's a good thing that your nose didn't come in. Wait.
Yeah.
You can take water.
How dangerous is it in Ukraine right now?
It depends.
Depends what part?
What part? Yeah.
Okay.
Usually Kherson it's very dangerous. We have special permits to enter Kherson, so
Okay.
you're not able to go there
Yeah.
because you need permission for that.
Right.
And we have this permission, and it's so dangerous. Like any second, it can kill you, any rocket or drone. You can see in Kherson while driving rockets, drones, everything. So you don't know which one is Ukrainian or Russian one.
So are the people in Ukraine right now, are they all trying to leave, or are they staying?
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
So it's very hard for boys because you can't leave Ukraine because at the border nobody will let you go. Schools are closed in Kherson. No public schools, nothing. So that's why we are doing with kids.
Right.
This kids center, so we opened in the church, so it's in the basement, so the maximum quantity of kids we can take is 50.
50?
Yeah, because in case of explosion or bombing, so we don't are able to have more kids than 50. Just imagine, like Kherson had a population before war like 400,000.
Yeah.
Right now they're about like 10%. Like 50,000 people living right now.
Wow.
So buildings are destroyed, streets are empty.
Меня зовут Пакитко Виталий.
My name is Pakitka Vitaly.
Я женат на Кристине.
I'm married and this is my wife, Christina.
У нас есть 3 детей
We have 3 kids
и 2 внучки.
and 2 grandkids.
Бог призвал меня на служение, когда мне было где-то 17 лет.
God called me to the ministry when I was 17 years old. I was studying at the Bible seminary and always wanted to serve Christ.
So we show up at Voice of Truth Church. Christina and Vitali are our partners there that we work with. This is their 3rd year doing Stuff as Stockings with us, which is great because now they kind of have a system down. They know they need to purchase things ahead of time. And they know that it takes a few people to do things. So it's a really fun day in the sense that some of their family members come, some of their close partners that they work with in the church come and help. There's kids that come and help.
It is written in the Bible that God's path, they are not unpredictable.
Поэтому Бог сводит людей,
God is getting us together
Бог дарует встречи,
and God is giving us
Бог
meetings
дарует возможности.
and God is giving us possibilities.
green for boys. I'm not sure how many we're going to be doing. Probably close to 75, I think.
75 for the girls, 75 for the boys.
Somewhere around there. I don't think it was an even number, but it's pretty close to that. And so I think Christina and Vitaly have a pretty good feel on how many boys and how many girls are going to be coming.
We had 150 stockings to stuff that morning. And you organize the assembly line as you go through, and you send a stocking down and you put this piece in and this piece. And we stuffed 150 stockings that day.
And Wendell, as a representative of SOAR, he told us about another vision they have, and he shared with us about the stocking project.
И на Рождество делают подарки.
And he told us about the stocking, that they are filling these stockings with different items.
To be able to fill the stockings, knowing that a kid is going to get them in the next few days is really exciting. Also a good time just to have some fun. We haven't gone too far yet. We're still new in the country, still adjusting.
We know different mission boards involved in a Christmas gifts handing out, but what is special with the SOAR that they were bringing those stockings and they let us fill in here.
Everybody was enjoying themselves. It was the first day, it's like, okay, we're here, we're doing what we came to do, which is wonderful. It was great to see smiley faces. We had kids running around, we had adults. It was just a nice way to start the trip.
We have finished stuffing all the girls' stockings and all the boys' stockings. And so they will sit here until Sunday when we do our distribution here at Voice of Truth Church. And that'll be Sunday. I think there's about 150 stockings stuffed here.
Thank you for coming. You're dearly welcome to Moldova.
Спасибо за ваше служение.
Thank you for your ministry.
Слава Богу, все движется по плану.
Praise the Lord. Everything is moving according to the God's plan.
Никита только что отвез на вокзал.
We headed to the second church, and again, the kids are waiting. Beautiful, beautiful old churches. I mean, yeah, they're old, but they are well kept and just gorgeous churches. And I got up to share the gospel magic, and about halfway through, the power went off.
It's just a little thing to show how Christ can change your life.
And I think this is not an uncommon occasion in Transnistria. The power grid is probably pretty sketchy. And so it took probably 8 to 10 minutes before they got their generator back on and got minimal power up to where we had lights so people could see. Everybody had their phones out with their flashlights on. And I was surprised it was pretty calm. I was thinking, okay, this could be scary for some of these kids or parents or whatever.
The cool thing was nobody panicked, nobody got scared. Everybody turned their cell phones on and gave light, started chatting.
As the lights went off, I thought, we don't know when they're coming back on. How are we going to get these stockings to the kids? And I thought, okay, everybody, in today's age, everybody has a cell phone, almost, you know. And there were cell phones that came on, and I thought, we can make this happen. It may not be ideal, but the kids are gonna get their stockings, one way or the other.
We needed to be careful about putting adults into photos or even mentioning Bibles. So then again, now I feel concerned about Transnistria, and yet when I was there with the people that we were with, I felt completely and totally safe. And then you leave and then it's man, we were just right in this area of the world that is in between a war zone right now and part of a political conflict right there.
The way God uses His Word, of course, He promises us that His Word will not return void. And we really emphasize the Bibles. And sometimes people say, well, aren't you worried that a child will go get a second Bible the next year you come or something? But we don't worry about that because God puts those Bibles where He wants them and touches lives with them.
And what we like the most, that SOAR asked us to give to each kid a Bible. For each kid have not just sweets or toys, but to have the most important gift he can have for Christmas as a Bible story for kids.
For me, watching those kids' faces light up, they were excited to see their Bible. There were kids that came up and said, I didn't get a Bible. Well, they did. It was down deeper in their stocking, but they wanted that Bible. And that is just an important thing for us at SOAR, to see these kids have the opportunity to read God's Word in their language.
The Bible is key to all of this, but it's also who we are when we interact with the kids, because we are the face of Jesus. For some of these kids, we might be the only piece of a youth group or kind of a church activity that they might have all year long. To see a group of people enjoying and having fun and sharing and giving and how we treat each other has a huge impact on these kids. We just don't even know what the impact is. And I hope and pray that what we're doing is, I trust that it is what we're supposed to be doing.
I understand that some of them do not receive gifts. Those things are going to pass, but that Bible is going to stay. And that's the eternal value of that whole stocking. I think it's a wonderful project to do a stocking and put these things in the stocking. I think is a great idea. And I understand that they do keep that stocking and use it for putting other of their possessions in the stocking. So we tried to make it really sturdy.
We had Ukrainian, we had Romanian, and we had Russian Bibles given out this time. I don't know how many stories there are. There's quite a few about people receiving a Bible, these kids receiving a Bible, and they'll take it home, and maybe they don't read it right away. It could be years, and then they remember, hey, I heard these stories about Jesus. Hey, I've got this Bible. And they kind of put two and two together, and all of a sudden they're reading their scriptures.
One of the Bibles that went in on one of our very first trips ended up in the hands of a family that eventually the one son who didn't want to have anything to do with the Bible originally became the pastor of the church. And so it's just amazing how God uses the Bible.
So my name is Irina. I am Otis' wife. Most of the time he's at home, but he goes to Ukraine once or two times a month. Sometimes for a few days, sometimes for more. It's hard when I'm by myself at home with a child, and it's harder now expecting another one. But when you know that your husband is doing God's work, and you know that he is there to serve other people, you learn to trust. I've learned to trust God more with his life, because it's really dangerous where he is going, in the most dangerous zone in Ukraine, and to pray more about his safety and all the team's safety.
When we go there, we know that we need to be very careful. What we are doing, we do ministry there, and we know that God will protect us. We started this ministry, Bridge of Hope, 3 years ago. This idea of the name Bridge of Hope came because of the war started in Ukraine. So we wanted to our heart open for this nation, and we wanted to help them. Our idea was to build a bridge between Moldova and Ukraine, between brothers from Moldova and brothers from Ukraine, and to give a little bit of hope for these people. Our idea was not only give fresh bread, but also tell people about God, and then we give a fresh bread. So our ministry gave us 500 stockings that we took to Ukraine. Most of them are in north of Ukraine because this is the safety place. We all the time tell to kids that the biggest gift on this world is Jesus for you, not just a stocking. We are very thankful, and the impact of these stockings are very big. We can hear after a few years about that kid was saved. I can tell a big thank you for those who are giving money, and I want to tell you that every penny or every dollar is very important for us. Like if you give for 1 stocking or if you give for 100.
I would like to say a special gratitude
Тем людям, которых мы не знаем,
to
никогда
those
не
one
видели,
we have never met in person,
но мы знаем, что они есть.
but we know for sure that there are people who are supporting this project. We are pleased to have those stockings bringing by Sora team, sewed by your own hands. Thank you for everything you are doing.
Труд ваш нечетен перед Господом.
Your labor is not in vain.
I can tell that we are together make a great team. Those who are giving money, those who are taking these stockings, and those who are giving these stockings.
This project is really, really important and effective. Many of the children that receive these gifts, this is the first time they've ever received a gift. And the kids are just so affected by it. And the Bibles are one of the things that they look for first. But those kids are so lonely, I call them Velcro kids, because you pick them up and hold them and then you have to peel them off. And so it's just pretty amazing to see how this project affects the lives of these little kids.
I think the kids who had no expressions on their face, they felt something really special in their hearts, I'm sure. I think it's really important to them that it was not like from the guys who they know give them these tokens, but these people, everyone in the SOAR team, they saw these people and they felt that these people are caring of them.
This project is so amazing that we really, it's a major part of our ministry. We keep it going every year. We're trying to grow it. We're trying to get the word out to churches and individuals that we need the support behind it. We need people to sponsor stockings. We need people to sew stockings. We need people to go with us on the trips. It's just amazing. And if you get involved and if you go on a trip, your life will never be the same.